Nestled softly under red cliffs and surrounded by forests, the small town of Knoll soldiers on. The inhabitants of the land are kept nourished by a magic stone dubbed the Pissing Stone. It forever pisses on the humans and creatures of the land lest they become pissed off. Unfortunately, a man with gold, pissy eyes seeks to take the stone for himself, reminiscing on the times he was utterly full of piss. However, a young man from the village of Knoll decides to try to stop the pissy-eyed man, and in doing so, finds out he might not be so normal, average, regular, sane.
Hey, boy, I think you are super special and very powerful.
But you just beat the shit out of me.
You're a mystic. That means you got a spirit in that nice, warm, hot body. Hope you don't come back to kill me soon.
And so the Pissing Stone was lost. But there was still hope, as our main character, Lang, summons up the courage to track down the pissy-eyed man and bring home the Pissing Stone. As his journey begins, he is quickly captured by other people calling themselves mystics, who think they are better than normal humans. Here, Lang meets Maya, a young mute woman who is also a mystic, but she is nice and not trying to kill him. To communicate with Maya, she uses her origin, the spirit inside of her body, to speak with Lang. They devise a plan to escape and meet up with an old friend of hers who can teach Lang how to harness the slimy, slippery spirit stuffed up inside of him. This old friend's name is Kazan, a drunk old man taken advantage of one too many times on the phone by various scams.
Yeah, of course I got my credit card number handy. Here it is.
Lang becomes Kazan's disciple, where he learns not only to be a better swordsman, but also how to release that dirty, nasty spirit from within.
Just look a little deep inside yourself and say, "Hey, you bastard, get out of here!"
I'm trying, but I think it's stuck.
Here, do you want to see if I can get my little hand in there?
They track the pissy-eyed man down, only to find that he is already full of piss. So he hands the stone back to Lang, saying,
Oh boy, I can feel that piss coursing through my veins. But don't come looking for me, I'm serious. I don't want you to come looking for me.
Lang returns home with the Pissing Stone, only to find
Black hole sun.
Unsure of what to do about the
Black hole.
The party decides to take up a side job to make money. This time on Ghost Hunters.
You know, I really don't see any ghosts around here.
Hey guys, what's up?
Ah, fuck, why would you do that?
You know that black hole sun? That pissy-eyed guy made it, and there's 3 stones total you gotta get, man. You gotta get the Pissing Stone, you need the Lava Hot Pocket Stone, and you need the really big Weed Nug. These 3 stones are like the basis for life or something.
Old Piss Eyes wants to destroy the land as it currently is to make a new one just for himself, as he hates humans. Now that the party knows the other 2 stones exist and where to find them, they begin their journey to find the Lava Hot Pocket Stone and the large Weed Nug. On their way to the first stone, they meet a new party member named Sharon, a pirate with titties.
What are you trying to do there, Lang? Pinchy nipple feely.
Sharon provides them with a boat to take them to the Lava Hot Pocket Cave. To get the stone, they must kill 2 other mystics, which at this point, if everyone's gonna die, they may as well go ahead and kill them. 2 stones down, 1 to go. To help them find the last stone, they enlist the help of a giant named Me Smash! The party must acquire a dragon that can fly them to the island in the sky that holds the Weed Nug. To do this, they must enter a series of fights in an arena where there's a young man named Rouse, who used to be Kazan's old disciple. But just like in Star Wars, the new ones, the not good ones, Kazan tries to kill his disciple, but he's brought back to life in this odd black suit of armor. And now he's all pissed off or something. Destroying him wins the prize, the flying dragon, which they use to fly to Ellsworth Island.
I'm so fucking drunk. That Rouse. Fuck him.
Jeez, Master, you don't sound too happy.
Well, one time, shit in one of my fucking sandals. After a harrowing journey through the tower, they reached the Weed Nug, guarded by Rouse.
Russ, why you fucking hate me, man? Why you hate me?
You killed me, and the only reason I'm alive is because I'm in this black armor.
Why don't you just love me?
The party stomps on Rouse's tiny baby nuts and leaves with the Weed Nug.
Hey, since we've gotten the Weed Nug, I haven't seen Lang in a bit.
Hey, is he smoking that Weed Nug without us? It's fucking Lang.
After collecting all 3 stones, the man with piss-filled eyes accidentally reveals his location by shooting a beam out of his ass. With the 3 stones in hand, our party makes their way to Mr. Peepee Eye's lair.
Well, who the hell smoked a bunch of my large Weed Nug? And who ate the lava hot pocket?
It was fucking Lang. Don't forget to bring a towel, right, guys?
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold you down, and I'm gonna shoot my ass beam right in your face.
But that is not what happened. Lang and his friends finally destroy old Piss Eyes, and afterwards, Lang throws up in his toilet. But they were victorious, and they shared their large Weed Nug with the inhabitants of the world so they could all be high together. But there was no Hot Pocket left, so everyone was a little pissed about that. Legaia 2 is an RPG, absolutely, right down to its core, which means that it has turn-based battles, random encounters, exploring villages, equipping gear, and leveling up. What's unique about this game, though, is that its battle system isn't a traditional RPG battle system. Instead, you input commands using the D-pad, up, down, left, and right, all corresponding to different heights that your character attacks. These can be put together to make combos, almost like a fighting game, but it still happens in a turn-based battle system. These special moves that you can input combos for are called arts. There are normal arts, super arts, hyper arts, variable arts, and miracle arts. Your basic arts generate AP, ability points, that your higher level, higher damage arts will use. So you begin to build up your AP meter with regular arts and then spend those ability points to cast stronger combos. Each character has a number of arts they can input at once, contained inside of these art blocks, and as you level up you actually gain more art blocks to use. This allows you to use more arts in one attack each time you attack. Near the end of the game, I was inputting up to 7 arts into one full attack. This is possible because the number of art blocks that a character can obtain can get up to 12, 13, or 14 total commands. This also means that you need to be able to chain them together in a meaningful way to either generate AP or maybe do a little extra damage. But how this game functions is, if one art ends with a command that the next art you use begins with, they can chain together, requiring less full amount of art blocks for each one. If you press circle during battle, you actually get to see a list of all the arts you know. As you input the commands, you'll see the arrows turn yellow. This means that the next part of it is chained, or at the very least can be used. When you end with one art, you'll get to see what arts you have available to use less blocks for, which is really cool because this game gives you a choice on how you attack, what your goal is for each attack, and whether or not you want to spend all of your AP to do a large amount of damage, use one AP spender, but then gain it back with smaller regular arts, or to go all out with something like a mystic art. There are 2 arts that are a little different. There are variable arts and mystic arts. Variable arts do spend AP, however you have to have one of your other characters also input the opposite variable art. Everyone has 2, a red and a purple. One character needs to use purple, the other needs to use red. Then it will activate, and you can only use this command, as far as I understand. You can't add anything else, just the variable art for each character, and it will activate. Mystic arts, however, are a little different. Your character must be at half health or less, 100 magic points, and full ability points. They can then use a mystic art, also being the only art that you use in one attack. But it's extremely powerful, kind of like a finisher if you get too low during a boss fight. The battle system feels great because you have so much choice in what you do with just your attacks. And a lot of things connect to those attacks. When you equip your characters with gear, they actually get skills on those pieces of gear. It's a little similar to Final Fantasy IX. However, in this game, when you equip a piece of gear or an accessory and you gain enough experience for that piece of gear to have a skill on it activated, say this piece right here that says 2 times attack. Once you get that, you need to equip it or just do what it says you need to do, and that will happen. If you take that piece of gear off, you must re-equip it to use it again. Any other gear you equip will give you new abilities, so you don't get to keep them. But these abilities can activate when your character defends or when they attack, and a lot of these are super beneficial. Some of them give you extra damage, some of them make you take less damage, some of them give you resistances, some of them give you increased ability point production, some of them make your skills use less AP, and a whole list of other skills you can get. This really does make battles feel more interesting, and about 9 hours into the game, which this game is about 30 hours, battles felt really solid, and I always had a good amount of agency when I was in the battles. It just felt good. I felt like I was unlocking new things, I was able to test new things out, and I got to see what didn't work, which was kind of interesting too, because there are quite a few skills, so there's just a lot of things to check. This is where the interesting part stops, because items and origins, which is pretty much just magic, are pretty much the same across the board as any other RPG. You use the items, you use your origin, which like I said is just magic, and they cast what you want or use what you want. That's it. And honestly, a lot of other parts about this game are very rooted in traditional RPGs. Exploring towns, finding treasure chests, doing small side quests and odd jobs, talking to characters, getting more insight into your party members, learning more about the world around you, going through dungeons, using your character's origins as solutions to puzzles, which is admittedly fun, kind of. The dungeons aren't all that great. Just like any other RPG, it feels like dungeons are just long bouts of random encounters. The nice thing, though, like I said, the battles are fun, so it's actually worth it to play through. While most things outside of combat were boring, there was one thing I did enjoy, which was combining accessories. Accessories are very, very important because they contain a lot of different skills, and there are so many accessories. There's an enormous list online and also a way to combine them, because it's pretty insane how many it takes to get the best, or at least what I would consider the best, accessory in the game. It took me a full 20 minutes of combining accessories to reach it, which means I only did it for one character because God forbid I do it for the other 2 fucking characters. No, I'm not spending an hour doing this, but it was really cool. If I had the time, I would be fine with it, but because I need to beat these games in a timely fashion, I didn't. But combining is really fun because it's not just about putting 2 things together, getting a result, and moving on. There are many different accessories, and when you level them up and unlock all their skills, you can then pass some of those skills on to other accessories. You can also get rid of negative stats on an accessory because sometimes they have negative parts to balance out how good some other skill on it is. You can actually get rid of those. You can pass things around for quite some time, and it's really fun to see where those skills go and what you can get to make work, because there are many ways to set accessories up for your characters to make them very overpowered, not even needing the last accessory available in the game. That was pretty fun, and I enjoy that they put so much time into the combinations. You can combine other gear as well, but combining other gear really just gives you stronger versions. They do come with their own skills, but you can either eventually buy them or there are only a certain number. There are very few weapons and armor combinations compared to how many accessories there are and how different the accessories are. It's a completely separate combination game, and it's honestly worth it after spending a lot of time getting all the materials that are required to make these and having enough money to do so. For an RPG, it's fine. There are a couple secret things at the end of the game. There's a 100 fighting challenge where when you get to the end, you get a very special item with lots and lots of fights that you must do all in one go. There's no stopping and saving as far as I understand, which is pretty cool, but there isn't much else beyond that. This game is fun, and there are a lot of things to do during the game itself, but I do wish that there was more, or at least we get to see this cool battle system come to some other game. So I would definitely recommend playing this game. Honestly, for a PS2 game, an RPG, there's a lot of fun stuff about it, and that's a small review just from me. There you go. Recommended. I cannot believe that I got to game 31. It's just crazy to me. I can't believe it. And now we're on to the guessing game, everyone. Da 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 da. All right, game 32. What do you think Stable Diffusion is showing you in this jagged messed up picture? Because I hope you can get it. Here's some hints. It's 2-player, and I actually play it 2-player. That's right. My sister came over and played 2-player with me. So there's a hint. Also, we played another game on the channel already that's similar. Ooh, good hints. There's some good hints there. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate everyone staying this long to watch and listening to all about these PS2 games. And it's going to keep going. It's just going to keep going. It's never going to end. It's like the song that never ends. It's still, there's someone still singing it out there. I guarantee you. So I will see you for the next video. Later.